Norfolk State University Spartans, the Florida A&M Rattlers. 13 News Now presents the Auto Connection, a battle to behold. NSU versus FAMU preview show.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the what is it? A battle to behold.
A battle to behold.
You know, I'm so excited. I lost track of where I was.
It's almost like we've heard the title too many times.
That's probably
now
it.
We're scrambling. But guess what? We're here.
We're here. I'm Brian Smith. That's Connor Real. Connor Real, this is the 17th edition of this event. First time ever for Norfolk State to be in the MEAC SWAC Challenge.
That's right, but this isn't the first time that FAMU and Norfolk State have squared off.
No, actually, this will be the 10th overall meeting between these two. The last time they actually met was when FAMU was in the SWAC at the time, and that was 2019, and the Fighting Rattlers wound up edging them 30-28. So, yeah.
But Norfolk State last season, give us a review.
Not a good one. 3-8 to be exact. They had lost 4 straight games at one point, but of those 4 losses, all of them by 7 or less points. So
now, the Rattlers, on the other hand, quite possibly the best season in school history.
Yeah.
12-1. HBCU national champion. So good, their head coach took a job as the running backs coach at Duke University.
That's saying a lot.
Now, they did lose a lot of talent, but it's starting to look like this might be a program that reloads, not rebuilds. It's a tall task for the Norfolk State Spartans and Jalen Daniels.
Of course, Jalen Daniels named the starting quarterback on Sunday by head coach Dawson Odoms, and he is a JUCO transfer from out of Garden City Community College in Kansas. Now, his background, just 1 year, but what impressive numbers. 1,200 yards passing, 9 touchdowns.
Those aren't the only numbers you got to look at with Daniels.
Exactly.
6'5", 200-plus pounds, and he can move.
Size with him, but he's definitely excited about what's to come with tonight's game.
I definitely try and visualize it, but, not make anything too big. Just trust the offense, trust my playmakers. And I've learned not to do too much. I think, especially coming in, I was kind of, eyes all over the place. But Coach Phillips has definitely calmed me down and, just made me trust the process. So definitely learned to not do too much. Don't got to be Superman. Just get my guys the ball.
Now, and calling those plays
the guy
for
guiding
Jalen Daniels, the guy guiding Jalen Daniels, new offensive coordinator, Jason Phillips. Jason Phillips is the 4th offensive coordinator in Dawson Odom's 4 years. Now, part of that is because Ray Pickering did a great job last season and moved on to Buffalo. Enter Phillips. Now, here's the thing.
Yes.
Phillips and Dawson Odoms, they know each other a little bit. Phillips was on the staff at Alcorn State for a long time. Odoms, of course, the longtime coach at Southern. Those two schools faced off often, so there's familiarity there. Rivals have become teammates. Phillips said this offense, good last season, but he wants to insert more explosive plays with this group.
There's no doubt that the strength of the team and the offense last year was running the football and taking care of the ball and getting it north and south. And I think inside of watching that, and I watched every game before I even took the job, and you could just see opportunities with some tweaks, some additions to create some of those explosives.
Certainly does. And speaking of offensive, and guys coming home, so to speak, a lot of Georgia players on the Norfolk State Spartans. Explain.
Definitely. We got so many players who are leaving home to play this game when it comes to Norfolk State. But there's a select few who this weekend, this Saturday, is actually a homecoming. The last time Norfolk State defensive lineman Alvin Williams played at Center Parc Stadium in Atlanta, he left with a win.
I played for the state championship where I won my second one.
The second of 3 Georgia State championships in his time at Cedar Grove High School.
It's my first time really being back home, so I can't wait to go home and play.
Winning a big game at home in front of friends and family, that's not an opportunity that comes around often.
Take a deep breath and embrace it because not a lot of people get this opportunity.
Because Williams, along with his fellow Spartans from Georgia, Oladapu Salamanu and Dawson Rivers, is getting another chance to play a big game at home.
Excitement. Just know I get to play for my hometown crowd. My family's going to get a chance to be there.
But that also can come with distraction.
Like my mom, my dad, my cousins, everybody been trying to come see me.
My family, friends, call and say, yeah, we playing in Georgia.
But the Spartans have priorities.
Now here we have a process. You do things the right way. Doesn't matter where we are. You don't worry about all the extra stuff. You just worry about what you got to get done.
It's a business trip. It's not no fun. We're not there to have fun games.
Which is good, because this game won't just be played in front of Salamanu, Rivers, and Williams' friends and family, but rather for a national audience.
You've been given a platform to showcase your talents and your skills.
And they plan on walking out of Center Parc Stadium the same way Williams did last time, with a win.
Everybody wants to win, and that's the main mindset around here, and we're going to achieve that.
We all love the game, and we all want to win more than anything else.
And then, perhaps, a celebration with family.
The celebration is a lot better after a victory.
Because these opportunities don't come around often. Now, we'll certainly be celebrating as well.
Yes.
This game is over in the great city of Atlanta. But look, make no mistake, there's homegrown talent on this Norfolk State team, primarily
from the 757 itself. Specifically, one young man from the city of Chesapeake, that'd be Kevon King. What didn't he do in high school at Oscar Smith?
First team All-State.
Yep.
We're talking Tidewater Player of the Year.
Yep.
How about not one, but 2 state championships for that powerhouse Oscar Smith program?
Some decorated teams back then.
Mm-hmm. You remember the state championship game?
Oh, I do.
As a senior, 290 yards, multiple touchdowns, but all of a sudden, you look up and he's a junior at Norfolk State.
Exactly, and he was kind of like a steal for Norfolk State because he was coveted.
Second on the team in rushing last season, but this season, he's coming for a 1,000-yard year. That's one of his goals. If he's going to do it, it starts tonight.
I was amazed. I'm still amazed. I'm just ready to take the field with my brothers and show the world what we can do. I was going to mean a lot. I've been dreaming about this day since I was, 6, 7 years old.
Well, coming up, we'll talk about the administrative side of Norfolk State.
Yeah, that's a good call.
We caught up with their athletic director. She is Melody Webb, and we'll tell her story in just a moment. No, that's it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Welcome back.
Hey, welcome back.
We're about 20 minutes from kickoff now, and the tailgate is still absolutely thriving.
It's still festive out here, which is great. Atlanta is a place to be festive.
Vendors, food, drinks, but that's today.
Yes.
Yesterday, we had the pleasure of talking with athletic director Melody Webb for a while. She was really generous with her time.
And with us, we talked about her position as an athletic director. She is in a rare position to be at this point. At Joe Eccles Hall down this narrow hallway, room 164 is where Melody Webb is in her 4th year with the Spartans as director of athletics. She understands the significance of the Spartans' opening game.
Anytime that you can play a game of this magnitude and on live television and on the national stage and be the only one, the hot ticket in town, I think it's important.
Webb is the first woman to ever lead the department, taking over for longtime AD Marty Miller. She's also one of 5 women in the Mideastern Athletic Conference. Webb says there's a sisterhood amongst the competition.
I think it's those opportunities for all women to be able just to celebrate each other, celebrate our journey, celebrate the trials and just the trials that we actually going to go through as we get into that process. Being able to be that listening ear. We're not only sisters in the AD role necessarily, but also sisters in our sorority, things of this nature. So it's one of those, we have a lot of shared experiences.
About 15% of women make up the number of athletic directors in the country among Division I schools. For black women like Webb, it's 4%. And as busy as she will be, she'll get the chance to do things her way.
I think we carry a different dynamic when we get to this position. And that's what probably helped elevate us to the level that we are now, right? We move differently. But I do think it's important. That unapologetic is important because you do have to make decisions and make calls sometimes that you unnecessarily wouldn't have to make sometimes, right? Or sometimes you put it in a male's perspective or a male's role, but now you're sitting in the seat to have to actually make those decisions.
Now, this is one of those rare circumstances for Norfolk State, as well as a historically black college, to be on the national stage like this. We've seen a resurgence of attention to HBCUs like NSU, and they definitely want to be a school that's part of those growing schools that everybody needs to know. As the Norfolk State Spartans get ready for the bright lights and national stage for the 19th edition of the MEAC SWAC Challenge, they know they are part of something greater in the resurgence and attention to football programs like theirs.
What HBCUs stand for and how we carry ourselves, and the men that come out of these institutions go on to prosper in life. They go on to have great NFL careers. It's just that we now have more TV opportunities to showcase our talent and our skill set.
Some people may not know of Norfolk State when that game come on, so it's just showing them what we're about and what all we got and what we can do.
We're just here to say, hey, we could do it just as good as the next guy. You know, we're still here. It gives us a place to come back to when we couldn't go anywhere else. As a HBCU culture, it's just the culture, the love is nothing like a HBCU. It's just different.
The Spartans have had a few players find their way to the ranks of the NFL. Guys like former defensive lineman Lyndon Trail, who had stops that included Washington, or cornerback and Norfolk native Don Carey, who spent a portion of his career with the Lions. Players now say their time at an HBCU like theirs touches them beyond the sport.
I just want them to take in the black college vibe, man, the unity that we have, the family oriented that we have, man, just the vibes of family. That's the biggest thing. When you at HBCU, you feel like you want to hear.
And our tradition and our passions that has always been a part of HBCUs, and we got platforms now for people to see that and say and recognize that, you know, you could be on the West Coast and find out who Norfolk State is now with our TV presence. And that's the biggest thing about HBCUs. We have a presence and a platform like no other.
Well, when we get back, Connor, you got a chance to catch up with one of the great wonders at NSU.
Let's get musical after the break. Oh, look, it is undoubtedly a party here in Atlanta. Has been all weekend, really.
Crowds are over here. They're over here. I mean, and people haven't even started to go into the stadium so far.
But look, this isn't the only place where there's a Spartan party going on.
Nope.
And I don't think no one's going to see this, right?
Not yet.
Okay, we can admit that we're going to toss it over to definitely our favorite coworker,
Stephanie Johnson.
Stephanie Johnson.
I love that. I hope you guys are my favorite coworkers as well. Hey, B. Smith. Hey, Connor. I'm here at Blue Moon Tap House in Norfolk. The party has not quite started, but people are slowly trickling in. Now, Blue Moon's Tap House is hosting a watch party, and fans will be able to watch everything at their 360 bar right here. So everyone will be able to see every angle of the game and not miss a moment of the big game. Now, in total, NSU and FAMU have played against each other 16 times, and many people may not know this, but the Spartans and Rattlers used to be conference rivals in the MEAC, so tonight's game will certainly be an exciting one. Now, the game kicks off at 7:30, so if you're out and about and you want to come out, just come out and watch it here at Blue Moon Tap House. They will have it playing on their, of course, at their bar, their 360 bar. Or if you're at home, you can watch the game right here on 13 News Now. In Norfolk, Stephanie Johnson, back to you guys.
We're Stephanie's favorite coworkers.
I love it. I love it.
Fantastic.
You had talked about NSU, and it's one of the great wonders musically on campus.
No question about it. Look, here, first quarter, second quarter, huge. Third quarter, fourth quarter, massive. But at the MEAC SWAC Challenge, halftime is game time. Some things just change.
You know, this new generation is a little different than when we were in school. Stephanie, it's a little different.
From wants,
they want instant gratification,
to needs.
You have to be more available. You have to 24 hours on your cell phone because they need a little bit more encouragement.
To the tools we use.
They are connected like more than any other generation ever. I think that's a beautiful thing.
And the way we communicate.
They probably are more expressive. They really can open up to each other.
New generations must adapt to a world they see moving a little slow.
You know, you're joining one of the best bands in the country. So if you understand that, it's going to take, therefore, time to learn.
While older generations adjust to one changing fast.
I don't know how to turn it off, but I can get rid of it.
I can show you. You got to go.
Is it this?
Go,
But there are constants.
There are certain things in life that, I don't care when you're born, it takes the same amount of work to do, and that is being a good musician. There are no quick fixes to that.
William Bethea and Stephanie Sanders may get new members of their Spartan Legion marching band every year, but their goals are one of those constants.
When we took this job as lead directors, we certainly wanted to have an impact. These are life lessons.
In fact, oftentimes those changes we perceive happen on the surface. Dig a little deeper, and you can find familiarity in connection.
You become very close to the students. You're there for them in their darkest moments. You see them very raw, right? Very untrained. And then the finished product is, wow, it's grace, it's beauty, it's excellence.
It's not unlike the music. It may sound different generation to generation, look different, or be created in different ways. But under the surface,
music has power.
Music affects your mood and your soul.
And so as it has since 1975, the Spartan Legion will bring the mood and the soul to Atlanta this weekend.
We demand your presence and we captivate your presence.
Well, when we come back, Connor, some final thoughts. You know, we got a football game to worry about, too.
There is a football game happening here. I almost forgot about that. Thank you for the reminder. One last preview of the Spartans and the Rattlers when we return.
Yes. Stand by. Stand by.
So let's talk about Coach Dawson Odoms a little bit here. Okay, Dawson Odoms, this is his 4th year at Norfolk State. He's a known program builder. He did it at Southern. But he's been talking a lot over the last few years, patience. We need to build depth. We need to build experience. Do you think this is the year that it turns into wins?
In talking with several players, as well as Coach Dawson, you actually see it. For the past 2 years, the core group of this team has been together, which is critical for them to start this season. And it wouldn't be better, it would be great for them to be able to knock off the reigning HBCU national champs in FAMU. So, yes, I agree.
Norfolk State 17.5-point underdogs here. So it would be a big upset if they could pull this off. But so much buildup, so much hype. We're here in Atlanta. The storylines are in place. And when we talk to Dawson Odoms, it seems like he thinks that this thing is ready to flip, that they're ready to turn that build into victories.
Did we do enough in the offseason to say we're a better football team? I believe these guys worked their butt off to be a better football team. Did we get strong in the offseason? I believe these guys got strong in the offseason. Are we a closer football team? I believe our brotherhood is as close as it's been. But we haven't been tested. We haven't faced any adversity. But will we show up when we're down? Will we continue to compete? When we up, will we step on the gas? And that's what we want to challenge ourselves with. And if we're able to do that, I think you'll be able to see the next steps unfold right before our eyes.
It certainly is. And for now, but wait a minute, we got more for you later. We got the game at 7:30.
We're not done.
We're not done.
No,
We're
still hanging out.
Yes, we have a post-game show coming up right after 13 News Now at 11 o'clock. So please check that out.
Now, right now, fans are streaming
slowly getting
through the gates.
But they're still over here shopping.
It's time for football.
I know.
The 2024 football season is here.
It is.
Let's get excited, and then let's lock in, and we'll see you guys at 11.
That's it. For Connor Real, I'm Brian Smith. We'll see you later.